Hello, hello. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode here on the Okay, I Got It podcast. I am your host, Destiny Lanaya, and I'm excited for today's segment, actually. And I also have a couple of book updates, so that's always exciting. Grab your tea, grab your coffee, whatever the frick you like to drink. I don't normally like to drink tea. I'm not going to be on. Hello. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't like drinking tea. I'm not a tea person. I'm a coffee person. And if I'm not drinking coffee, then I'm drinking energy drinks. So tea is like, this is a whole new room for me. A whole new realm. However, I'm giving it a try because I do want to try and drink something that's not coffee. I have nice teeth, at least I think so, and I stain them when I drink coffee. It looks like I don't take care of my teeth, and I do, I promise. It's the coffee. However, I'm not giving the shit up. So I figured, why not just find something different that's also can be considered a little bit more healthier to consume. Tea has been one of the most popular suggestions and recommendations to me, so we're gonna give it a try. The one I'm drinking currently right now is Hibiscus Rose. I'm also waiting for my period to start, so I know hibiscus is really good. It's one of the other good herbs for menstrual cramps. I'm just trying to ease that shit as much as I possibly can because it's not a fun time when that happens. Anyway, that's not the point. Let's just get into today's episode. I keep picking it up because I want to drink it, but as you can see, it's piping hot right now. So I ain't trying to hurt my tongue because then it's going to be. I'm just not trying to do it. You know what? Let's go. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Okay, I did it. It's not that bad. It's hot as fuck, but the flavor is not that bad. It isn't my go-to. I probably won't get it again, or I probably will only drink it if I'm on my period, but yeah, that's all I have for it. I wrote this down. Usually I do it on my computer, but I didn't want to type on my computer today. I wanted to write it down. I was in the mood to write. So I was using my pen and writing. Anyway, this segment is called Things That I've Learned Thus Far. If you don't remember, I don't know if I mentioned this in the first episode, but I like to do this thing where every year, a week before my birthday, I will write out a list. This list is a reflection and self-evaluation of just pretty much what I had gone through being that age, or what I had gone through dealing with that the previous year, because my birthday is in April, and a lot of the times April is the month where people start to do things differently. They start to kind of change things. Honestly, January, April, and March are the main months that are like used as a way to start something new, do something different. So I kind of just take advantage of my birthday month. Anyway, I create a list of things that I have learned, and I kind of just reflect over it. I never really had a platform to talk about those things, and now that I am creating one, why not now? There were a lot that I had put on that list because, like I said, I try to strictly do it before the week before my birthday. But if I come up with something new, or if there's a lesson or a skill that I've mastered, then I'll put it on there as well. But I like to do it before my birthday. But I want to talk about a couple of them. I only wrote down 6 because the list that I have, this video would be about an hour long if I stuck with it. So we're not going to do that. I wrote 6, so I'll go over 6. And then for the second segment of this episode, I will be covering book updates because I have a couple. Not a lot, but I have a little bit to add on. Okay, with that being said, number 1, to start off with the things that I've learned thus far. Do not ever, let me repeat, do not ever negotiate your boundaries. Don't. If someone is they put you in a position where they are aware of your boundaries and they are disrespecting it, and for them not to take accountability of the disrespect or of the circumstance that you are in because of their behavior or because the way they treated you, and they want you to negotiate that, 1, you're settling. You're settling for shitty behavior that you should not be settling for, and I promise you it will not get easier. It will not get better. It will not change. It will get worse. Because the minute that you show someone that you're willing to negotiate your boundaries, that you're willing to settle for something that you know is below you, they're going to do worse. I've learned that. It's funny that I had this written down already, and I guess this is not something that I've mastered because your girl had to learn the hard way again that if someone goes low, they're only going to go lower. They're not going to go, a person is not going to change their behavior or change the way they treat you overnight or over a week or over 2 weeks or over a month, however the fuck long you guys are not talking for. They're not going to change that fast, especially if they're benefiting off of the way they're treating you. They're not going to change. So don't negotiate your boundaries. If you have put something there in place, there's no changing it. The only thing that should be changing to your boundaries is a different way. How do I say this? I guess the only thing that should be changing with your boundaries is you finding a better method to enforce your boundaries, not only to other people, but also for yourself. That is the only thing that should be changing, if you will, the formula, not if the boundary should be there in the first place. Why are we even questioning that? Why is that even a conversation? Are we being serious right now? That's literally how I was like questioning myself the other night, where I was just like, why did I allow myself to put up with this for this fucking long? And why am I even here giving justifications or excuses for why this is happening? Girl, no, cut it out. You put this in place. You said this, cut it out. No. The hell? Anyway, second one, stop telling people your plans. I have not mastered this yet. I'm still working on it. I have to literally remind myself to shut the fuck up. I get so excited when I am coming across something exciting or something new and I just want to talk about it. Or rather, I want to talk about it with the people that I'm close with because I'm just like, you know what? They're in my circle for a reason. Like, this should be fine. First of all, my circle has dwindled. It has dwindled. Or my, I guess, perception of my circle has just changed a bit. Where honestly, I'm not even going to put it like that because it's not even just putting blame on people, even though there are shitty people out there that will jeopardize what you're trying to do or what you got going on. It's just when, I don't know, for me, I realize when I start talking about my plans with people and I start telling people what I'm planning to do or what I'm in the process of, it's like when they start voicing their projections, their fears, or their concerns, or something that they wouldn't do, it fucks with my head. And I'm the type of person that like soaks shit up and sits and evaluates everything, every detail, down to the facial expressions. It's really bad. I'm trying to find ways to not have to analyze all the time, or just reminding myself that not everything needs to be analytical, not everything need to require a reflection, or not everything needs you to put two and two together, solve a puzzle. Sometimes the puzzle's already solved and you don't have to analyze it. But what I'm basically trying to say is when there's a freaking gnat in here. I had opened my doors earlier today because it was raining. I love that shit. Oh, I love it. Anyway, I've realized for me that every single time I open my mouth, it's like the things that I had planned or what I was going to do, I'm either no longer doing them because I psyched myself out, or something coincidentally. I say that with so much sarcasm because I don't believe in coincidences. But coincidentally, something comes up and whatever the fuck I had talked about is no longer in reach for me. It makes me upset. But I realize every single time at the end, it's because I was running my mouth about what I was going to do. There was this woman, I used to work with her. I don't know if she said it or if someone else said it, and we both were just like, ooh, that was good. Um, but whoever had said it was like, how did they say it? I'm gonna paraphrase because I don't remember verbatim, but I do remember like the consensus of what she was saying. She was, what did she say? what did she say? She said something along the lines of like, I don't make noise unless I'm already doing it. Like unless I'm already in the thick of it, I'm not gonna make noise about it. Or something like, don't make noise of something you haven't started yet. And I was just like, ew. And honestly, that is like something that I think of when I think of stop telling people your plan. Don't create noise if you haven't done shit yet. Don't do it. Yes, the plan is exciting, or yes, the process is exciting, but wait till you are in the thick of it. That way, anyone that tries to deter your mind or they try to distract you, or they throw in concerns or they throw in projections, you are easily able to just brush it off. It's no longer, it doesn't affect you. It's not even within your caliber. You don't have to worry about it because you've already done it. There's this idea that, I don't even want to say that. I'm not even going to say that. You're just going to see when the time comes. That's what I'm going to start saying. That's what I really start telling people. And it kind of makes people upset because they're just, it also made me realize monitoring spirits, like people that are in my life to literally just monitor what the fuck I'm doing so they can talk to someone else about it. Girl. Anyway, but I always say that I'm just like, oh, like you'll see what happens. I am also like a very action person. Like, I don't, like, I'll say that I'm gonna do it. And once I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Like, there is no backtracking. There is no like, oh, like I can't do it. It's like I'm gonna do it. It may take me a fucking minute. It may take me a long time. However the fuck, it will take me a minute. But when I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. Like there's no, I'm gonna do it. I'm a woman of my word, of action. Like if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. If I, like I'm just gonna do it regardless. Regardless. So but with me doing it, I just need to learn to not tell people so quickly. Like let it soak in a little bit. Like let the process develop before you start opening your mouth because there are people out there and there are sources out there that will literally fuck you up. We'll talk about that in a different video. I want to talk about spirituality and just my relationship with God and my belief system so bad, and I will cover that in another episode because I'm so excited for that. Anyway, moving on. Number 3, for all of my black women and my black girls, I need y'all to come to the front real quick. Everyone else, you don't have to leave, just go back. My black women, my black girls, please come to the front. You are allowed to be angry. You are allowed to be angry. Anger is an emotion. It is not a bad emotion. How you respond with that, that's a different conversation. But it's an emotion. You are allowed to feel it. You do not have to suppress it. If it makes people uncomfortable, good. They shouldn't have never provoked you. Or they should give you some space so that you can process. But you are allowed to be angry. And that's all I'm going to say on that. You are allowed to be angry. Next up, number 4. You can be and not be the epitome of every woman you see. This was a huge one for me because one of the things that I realize I've been getting in my dating life is, oh, you're different from other girls, or you're different from other women, or wow, women don't say this stuff, or ladies don't say this stuff, or women just don't think like this. And it always like annoys me because the way that I think and the way that I carry myself is literally the epitome, if not the fucking example of the women that I am surrounded by, that I see on social media, that I have conversations with. Literally the epitome of that. So when you look at me and you're just like, oh, you're different from them, I'm literally not. I'm literally not. But that's not the gist of what I'm trying to say. The gist of what I'm trying to say is you can and cannot be the epitome of every woman you see. So if you come across a woman that partakes in a certain lifestyle of like, I don't know, anything. All of a sudden I can't think of fucking examples. If you say you come across a woman that is in the lifestyle of running a business and you have entrepreneur personality traits, you have the skill set, but it's not something you want to do. Guess what? That's okay. That's fine. Just because that woman is doing it doesn't mean you got to. But if that woman is doing it and you want to, okay, cool. Ask questions. Seek out mentorship. But you don't have to pressure yourself to be put in a box or to be labeled or categorized as every other woman. Women are not monolithic. People are not monolithic. I need your motherfuckers to get that through your motherfucking brains. Okay? You do not have to be the same as someone else. But if you do want to be the same as someone else, that is okay. That is fine. We have pushed the idea of individualism and authenticity so hard that we literally miss the mark of what those two things are. Then now we're starting to like mix up definitions and tweak definitions to fit some sort of justification as to why you are like this or why you're not like this. That does not matter. If you want to be like that woman, who the fuck in this world is going to tell you not to be? A lot of people. But however, if you want to be, go be. Who the fuck cares what they think? Who cares what they have to say about that? Are they the ones being affected? No. And if they sit here and say that they are, that's because they nosy. The hell? And if you don't want to be like that woman, guess what? That's fine too. That's a-okay. Ain't nobody tripping. And if they are, they're nosy. They're nosy. They're nosy and they need something to do with themselves. So they are entertaining themselves by being in your business. Girl, don't be affected by that. The hell? Don't be affected by that. Number 5, your intention is not in game. Impact is. Impact. I feel like a lot of the time we get so lost and caught up in the idea of like, oh, that wasn't what I was trying to do. I didn't intend for that to happen. Okay, cool. The impact says otherwise. The impact proves otherwise. The impact now opens room for conversation or for a different approach. With that being said, that does not mean to sit here and argue down to the motherfucking bone of your intention. That at that point it doesn't matter. It does not matter. Now what matters is how are you going to approach something different. Say you, okay, good example I can think of. There was this dude that I had been in associations with. It always comes down to a fucking dude that I've been in associations with. Pass, pass. Anyway, we would always have conversation. Okay, we had a conversation about tarot cards. If you don't know, now you know. I practice tarot. I do tarot here and there. Lately, I've been doing it very frequently, but I do practice tarot. And we would have conversations about these cards constantly. And a lot of the times he would use these cards to throw up an argument. And I felt like that was a way of him like trying to escape the dynamic or escape the conversation with me. Because oftentimes when he throw up these cards in conversation, it never ends well. Because he would always say, my intention is not to be judgmental or be disrespectful or tell you not to use the cards, but then would say things like, you shouldn't use the cards, or you don't know what these cards can do. You don't know what these cards are capable of, or you don't need these cards. You're a godly person, or these cards are evil. These cards are bad. Like, I don't understand why you use them because the people that I know that have used them are bad. And I'm just looking at him like, you just said your intention was for you to not come off like you're disrespecting me or telling me not to do something. Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing. So now my issue is not with your intention. Now my issue is with how you're actually coming off, and the impact of what you're saying and the impact of what you're feeling. That is the issue now. And he would literally argue down constantly to the point like that conversation never got resolved. Like, till this day, never got resolved because it was always just, oh, like, you know what, do whatever you do. Like, do whatever you do. And it's just like, it was always annoying because this person would always ask about these cards or ask me questions or details about how I use these cards or why I use these cards. And I'm like, for someone that doesn't give a fuck that I use them or someone that doesn't want to talk about them, you sure are asking a lot of questions about them. But that's not the point. The point is, you have to pay attention and consider who the fuck you are talking to and who you are dealing with, because how you come off is what is going to be paid attention to the most, not what you said necessarily. Not even how you may feel about it, your intention of it all. If you come at it sideways, if you come at anyone sideways, they're paying attention to that. They're paying attention to your reaction. They're paying attention to your response to something that they said, something that they done, something they're a part of, something that they're practicing, whatever. They are paying attention to your response. If your response is out of the fucking wall and disrespectful and foul, that's what they're paying attention to. It doesn't even matter if you meant to hurt their feelings or not. It's your approach. That impact is what they're going to be thinking about. So you have to pay attention to who you are having conversations with, let alone who you are dealing with. I feel like a lot of times that is missed mark. Like I feel like people think that you can just talk to everyone the same and then that's just how it goes. And it's like, no. You have to consider who you're talking to. You have to consider who you're dealing with. I said that like 5,000 times because hell, it's you would think that it's common sense, but for some reason some people have trouble with sticking with that. But I mean, I digress. Last but not least, I feel like I flew through these, but hey, I'm having a time. Last but not least, clouded judgment will turn you into the person you never want to become. Let me give an example. I always said that I would never be this, or I would never be that, or I would never allow myself in this situation, or I would never allow myself to give another chance to whatever the fuck this is. And yet, there have been multiple times in my life where the never became a reality. And lately, that has happened to me. And it kind of just struck me like, oh, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. We said we would never become this person. We said we would never entertain this type of behavior and this type of lifestyle. Why the fuck are we living in it right now? Where do we go wrong? Where do we go wrong? Where do we miss the mark? A lot of the times when I ask myself that question, it's a very helpful self-evaluation and self-reflection question because it helps grounds me. And not only does it help ground me, but it also helps me pinpoint out neglectful and unhealthy patterns and behaviors that I'm enacting in. And it snaps me out where it's just like, hey, you almost became hypocritical there. You almost became a liar of yourself. Let's not do that. It also made me pay attention to my words and how intentional I want to be with my words because never say never. I know you heard that saying before. Please never say never. Watch how you're saying it. Or if you're like, oh, if I was that person, I would have done this. No, you wouldn't. If you were that person, you would have done exactly what they did. I feel like the last one, it just allows you to not only be open minded and give you the ability to shift your perspective and pivot when you need to, but it creates this routine, it creates this opportunity and this space for you to be more intentional, for you to be more mindful, and also to know shit is not black and white. If that's not something you are able to pick apart about me with any of my episodes, I don't believe in anything being black or white. Unless you come at me with facts and statistics, then maybe. But even facts and statistics can change. There's a thing called evolution. There's a thing called change. But anyway, different conversation for a different day. But yes, it just allows you to be more open minded, more considerate, and it also allows you to be flexible. And I feel like there are so many different positions in our life that require us to be flexible. So watch what you say, watch what you think, because that cloud of judgment can turn you into the very thing you said you'd never be. Careful. Those are the 6 things that I've learned thus far. I hope you enjoyed them. I enjoyed them. There are definitely more that I want to share with you guys. I'll probably share them in different episodes, but yeah, that was fun. I wanted to start off with like a little bit where it's like it's deep and prominent, but not too deep, because there was also a lot of deep ones that I wrote down that I want to cover too. We'll get to those. We will get to those. But now we're gonna get to our second segment of the episode. Okay, doesn't taste that bad so far. Get a couple more sips in. It's pretty good. Got some book updates. So I'm still reading the 4 books that I talked about last episode, which was Persuasion by Jane Austen, The Sacrifice, Haunting Adeline and Blindness. I am still reading those. It with the okay. I think it was Friday or Thursday. I think it was Friday. My best friend and I decided to go to the bookstore. This was more of like a project for her because I hope it's still recording. Hold on. Now I'm scared. So, yes, sorry, I had to change mics because the other one died. My best friend and I had went to Barnes and Noble. This is more so like a project for her where we're trying to get her to read more books and have something to do in her spare time if we're not hanging out or if she's not doing her daily errands. So we went to Barnes and Noble and we got a couple of books. Actually, we got two. I got two. She got one because I'm a Barnes Noble member, and they had like this deal going on, and then I had a coupon on my membership card, so she saved. We saved quite a bit of money, and she was like, "I don't know, this is like worth spending that much money on," and I'm like, "For me, it is. For me, it is. Hello, for me, it is." Anyway, I keep looking at the mic, just making sure that it's not dying. But let me grab the book. Let me grab the book. So I got Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Maher. Maria? Girl, I don't know how to pronounce the last name. I'm so sorry. I got this book. So far it's pretty good. I believe I am only one chapter in. To be honest with you, this book is very long. Not like lengthwise, that's a pretty good size. It's just like the story, the plot of it all, it's going by really slow. And I don't want to skip anything or like skim over anything because I feel like there's like very important information that may be pertinent to the rest of the story. It's just going by really slow. But this book, we are basically following the main character, Evie Sage. Evangelina, if you will. Evie Sage, who basically starts off in the book without a job. She's basically searching for a job and she's having no luck so far until she runs into the villain, is what everyone calls him. From my understanding, the villain is like Count Dracula. And she ends up taking a position working for him. That is basically like a huge taboo thing because the village that she lives in and the village that she's from does not like the villain. And they literally take it upon themselves to try and hurt and kill the villain at any chance that they have because the villain is just very notorious for being an evil man. Hello, he's a villain. He is very murderous. He casts spells or hunts people at night and kills off children or some shit like that. When really a lot of those things are just myths to hype up the persona of the villain. But I mean, he is a killer and a bad guy, but not of like innocent children and innocent people in a village. That's not him at all, actually. But we get to see kind of like that dynamic. And of course, it's a romance. So we already know there's going to be a romance between Evie and the villain. I'm here for it. I'm excited. I wanted to read something spooky because spooky season is coming up. I don't think you understand. I think you understand. October is my favorite month of the year. Favorite month of the year. You would think it's my birthday. Girl, I love my birthday. I do. I love the birth of my existence. However, spooky season, October, is the best season of the world for me. I love it. And on top of that, today is the first day of fall. Oh my word, I didn't even open up with that. Today is the first day of fall. Happy fall, y'all. The fuck? Anyway, yes, we have the assistant to the villain. I'm excited for this romance. I feel like it's going to be really cute. It's also kind of like spooky. I don't want to say that it's um, cozy, but it definitely is like a spooky read. It's perfect time for a October Halloween type read. So pretty excited about this one. The next book that is also on my list to start. So I guess we can get into that's just updates. I'm starting a new book and I'm still reading the other four that I have and that I mentioned earlier. Now I have like three books that I want to read starting this year and that I want to read starting off for the spooky season. One of the books is not spooky, so I guess I probably won't mention that because I probably won't read that just because I'm in a spooky mood. So let me grab the other book really quick. Next up that I want to read is Immortal Dark. I've been by, sorry, I forgot to say her name, Tejest Grima. I have been I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Tijist. I hope I'm saying it correctly. Sorry. I've been wanting to read this book since it came out. I saw it on TikTok and I fell in love with like the synopsis of it all. And I believe the author themselves were the ones that were like talking about it and like giving like a kind of like a teaser. I love when authors do that. They've been doing that quite a bit on TikTok. But I wanted to read it when it came out and I just never picked it up. I ended up getting so enthralled with Children of Blood and Bone that I honestly have been in a reading slump since I had read that series. I haven't even read the third book yet because I know it's going to end and I'm not ready for it to end. So, yeah. Also, I want that copy. I have the first and the second book, but I don't have the third book and I want the third book before I listen to it on audiobook because the audiobook for the third book, oh my word, it's so good. I got up to like chapter 6 and then I stopped because I was flying through it and it was almost over. That's not the point. The point is this right here. It is a dark fantasy from my understanding. There's vampires involved. What got me and what has me hooked and I'm so excited to start is the fact that the main characters are black. Yep. I'm here for it. I'm so excited for it and I'm just ready. I'm just ready. I'm just ready. So that is Immortal Dark, and I'm so excited for that. I didn't give it much justice, but I will give it more whenever I start reading it. The next book that I want to read is The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty. I am in the spooky mood, like I told you, so I need something scary. A lot of people that said that they read this book have gotten absolutely terrified of this book, and a lot of people that watched the movie were absolutely terrified as well. I feel like so many people have told me that that was like the first horror film that scared the frick out of them, and I'm like, okay, I want to be a part of that then. I want it then. So I'm going to be getting it pretty soon. But first, I'm going to get through the 5 books I have now on my radar, finish those, and then we'll get to the spookies books for the spooky season. I'm so excited. October is coming up. So excited. With all of that being said, that is the end of both segments for this episode. I hope you enjoyed as much as I enjoyed talking about it. And I hope you guys have a lovely day, evening, and night. If not, I'm giving you kisses and good juju anyway. And I'll see you guys next Sunday. Bye.